What's good? Welcome back to another video of the Great Young, and we talking about the one time Chris Jericho was in New Japan. We start off at Wrestle Kingdom 12. It's him versus Kenny Omega. He did this under a WWE contract, and this entire story is about how Chris Jericho does not fuck with the fact that Kenny Omega, they hyping him up. They say they dick riding Kenny Omega. He thinks he's better than Omega. And the match itself was pretty good. I've never watched any of these New Japan matches with Jericho, so I don't know what's going on. I didn't know this match was no DQ. I didn't get the message, but I guess it was. I don't know if it was though. Just saying. It was a pretty good match. I really think this was some crazy. Jericho was pulling off some crazy shit. Where is this now? It's like 5 years ago, so maybe he lost that. But it was a pretty good match. Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel. I think he hit it twice actually. He hit it once, and Jericho got it in the ropes. That was interesting to me. I wasn't expecting that. But of course, Omega wins, and he retains his IWGP US title. After this match, Jericho went back to the WWE, took a little break, you know what I mean? And then he started feuding with Naito. Now, this entire feud was built off the fact that Naito just was calling out Jericho, and Jericho kept calling out Naito. It was interesting. I liked the match a lot, actually. I don't think it's as good as Omega's match with him. But again, I really like this match. I don't know much about Naito, so I was going into it a bit spectacle. I know Naito's like this guy everyone likes, but I don't know a lot about him. And at the end of this match, I was expecting the whole babyface comes back because Jericho attacked him earlier before, the match began. And Jericho won. Jericho wins the IWGP Intercontinental title. And that was surprising to me. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know he won the title. And he starts attacking Naito after the match. Evil comes out because him and Naito are in the same faction. I can't say that fucking bullshit. But yeah, it's going to be Evil and Jericho next, and that's her next match. Evil and Jericho have a match, honestly, probably the worst one so far. And it's still like an okay match. Like, I wasn't expecting a 5-star match, more like a 3-star, and gave me exactly what I was expecting. It was decent. Evil loses, Jericho wins. At the end of this match, Naito comes for the save for Evil this time around, setting up Naito, Jericho, 2. And I want to see how this feud continues, because this has been a very good feud so far. So I think this is the only feud in New Japan Pro Wrestling that I know of. Continuing on with this Naito feud, we have the third and final match between these two. Second match, including the Evil match, but second match between these two. The rematch, and it's probably my favorite Chris Jericho match in New Japan. Like right now, I haven't watched the Tanahashi match as of recording, but as of what I've seen so far, this is probably going to be my favorite match. I really liked it because it started off with Naito attacking Jericho before the match began. I was really enjoying myself the whole match through. And Naito wins. He is now your new Intercontinental Champion, obviously. I don't think Jericho was going to hold the title for long. And I really enjoyed this feud. I wish Jericho's run was more like this, like a series of small matches, but it's a good feud. Like the Omega match was just a one-off, even though that's something AEW. But we have his next match for the IWGP World Heavyweight title against Okada. Okada's like the Japanese Brock Lesnar, from what I understand. Like, not the part-time shit, just the fact he never loses. I guess Japanese Roman Reigns would make more sense, but he shows up to work. But this match was kind of disappointing, to be honest. I liked most of it. I was really enjoying myself, but it was the ending to me that didn't click with me. Jericho loses by a roll-up? Like, what? Well, I don't get why they did this. Like, every match before this had clear, decisive winners. Jericho either lost clean or won clean. There was never a point where he either got rolled up or some BS happened where someone held the ropes. It just felt weird to have this roll-up win. It just was kind of ass. After the match, Jericho beat the shit out of Okada, which led to Tanahashi showing up, setting up Chris Jericho's, I believe, final match in New Japan as of recording. And I don't really know much about Tanahashi. I know he's the ace of New Japan, but I don't know. This Okada match is disappointing. I want to say it's the worst one, but it's not as good. It's not as good as the Naito matches or Mega matches, not gonna lie. Then we have his last match at New Japan Pro Wrestling against Tanahashi for the AEW title. Yes, he was AEW champion at this point. And it was a pretty okay match. Like, it wasn't as good as the match with Naito and Omega, but it was better than the matches with Okada and Evil. So yeah, I put it right in the middle. Jericho wins after making Tanahashi tap out. It was solid, I guess. Nothing more. Now, as of where I would rank all the matches, I think my favorite match would be Jericho versus Naito 2, then Jericho versus Omega, then Jericho versus Naito 1, then Jericho versus Tanahashi, then Jericho versus Okada, and Jericho versus Evil at the end. I think if we compare it as an overall run, it was pretty solid. It's either always holding a title or contending for a title. Can't really hate on it. I think it's a pretty good run. I liked it. Don't really watch New Japan, so if you want me to review more wrestlers' New Japan runs, tell me in the comments below. See you next time.